how do you feel the Congressional Black Caucus has been towards helping black farmers?
Well, from my experience, there has been no help from the Congressional Black Caucus. Even Congressman Bishop told us when we traveled to his office in Columbus that you've already had 2 bites at the apple.
No, yeah, what does that mean? What does that mean?
I would assume he was talking about when Pigford first started, Pigford 1, and then Pigford 2. And actually, as you see now, Pigford 2 is just now arriving. So he jumped ahead of himself when he said you've already had 2 bites at the apple.
Now, Eddie Slaughter told me that he brought up there's all these allegations of fraud, that there's a lot of fraud. And did he bring that up to Sanford Bishop?
Well, he mentioned it in a general fashion, if I remember correctly, that there were, and he stated that there were farmers, that there were people that was getting money that was actually not farmers. I remember that portion of it.
And what did Bishop say?
Well, in the same conversation, in the same statement, Eddie concluded that we need to look at the fraud, the farmers that are, the people that are getting money and not actually farmers, and what the lawyers are getting.
Right.
And that's when Congressman Bishop said, well, if you try to assess what the lawyers are getting, they're going to shut this thing down. And see, you got to keep in mind, this was 3 or 4 years ago, so I can't remember actually
well, why was he, and what was his concern about shutting it down?
I actually don't know, except for the fact that perhaps he may have been protecting himself. I actually don't know his motives.
So do you think he took the allegations of fraud seriously, for instance?
Not really. No, not really. He didn't.
Did he want to investigate them?
No. You got to keep in mind, I traveled in 1997 to the White House to sit down with President Clinton. Congressman from Alabama sat next to me. Congressman Bishop sat in the next seat. And the entire 2.5 hours we sat there with President Clinton discussing the issue of the black farmer and trying to acquire funds to even start co-ops because we couldn't join the white co-ops. My congressman never uttered one word. He never broke breath on any part of that discussion about black farmers.